Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another fun-filled, fantastic Ask Engineer. We're broadcasting live from the Adafruit headquarters here in downtown Manhattan.
That's right.
West Soho.
If you hear that sound in the background, it's order shipping.
That's shipping.
Yeah.
You have an order? We'll probably taping it up right now for you.
Yeah.
I'm Lady Ada. I'm the engineer. You see down here. With me is Mr. Lady Ada on camera control and wearing stripy suits.
Yep, that's my main job.
Please get on that.
Okay. All right.
Got an exciting show. We had a great show and tell. Tell them what's up ahead.
On tonight's show, the code is CHIRP, 10% off everything in the Adafruit store, except for gift certificates and EagleCAD. This expires tonight at midnight, so make sure you get on this. We will talk about what was on the show and tell. Lots of cool and interesting things. We have Pack the Mailbag stopping by, some emails from customers. We've got some exciting news in the world of open source hardware. Got some news in the Arduino world. Got some great tutorials from the Adafruit Learning System. Time Travel Tuesday, where we take a look back at maker history and sometimes a glimpse of maker future. Wearables, everything that's fit to wear and blink. 3D printing, Raspberry Pi stuff, new products. We'll answer your questions. We'll have a trivia question, all that and more on Ask an Engineer.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a nice chill show.
It's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just doing my thing.
The code tonight, once again, is CHIRP, 10% off everything in the Adafruit store that's in stock. Go and get it. Lots of good deals. Just a programming note and payment and special reminder, because people ask, we accept Bitcoins. So if you've got them, spend them.
Yeah.
I left the transition. I forgot that I left that there.
That's great.
So
no, I want that every time we talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah, and then don't forget the offers that we have. I know I got to change that. Can be combined. So we have our special that we're doing right now. So spend $99, you get a Perma Proto. Spend $200 free UPS ground, continental USA, and you of course can use the CHIRP code and you can use Bitcoins. All these things.
Wow.
Go
so you can buy something,
together.
get free shipping, get a free Perma Proto,
Yeah.
and pay for it in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. This
is the future.
It's starting to, well, it's fun because, you know, all those like hacker fantasies you have about like, oh, we're going to have like Hack the Planet, we're going to have like a hacker show, and we're going to have this like hacky electronics, and we're going to pay with math. Yeah, it can actually work out. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to fence some RAM.
Yeah. All right. So first up, Lady Ada, we had the show and tell. The show and tell is every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
And we have people around the world showing their neat, interesting, and amazing projects. This week it was jam-packed with cool stuff.
It was very busy.
What was on the show and tell?
Okay, let me go through the show and tell while you do things. Regular attendee Tony DeCola came by. He's been playing with the FT232H, which is a USB to I2C SPI or JTAG converter chip. Kind of interesting chip. Most people are familiar with the FT232RL, which is a USB to serial TTL converter. This one can do USB I2C, USB to SPI, USB to JTAG. There is like libUSB support, which is the only thing I really care about. And he wrote a NeoPixel driver, so you can drive NeoPixels using the FT232H chip without any Arduino or anything in between. It's a direct connection, which is kind of a cool thing. Next up, we have Dustin Evans came by again, and he built a Tesseract LED cube, which is a prop from the Avengers.
That's right.
This is something to do with Thor, which I'm not 100%.
If you want to travel between planet Asgard and the Earth, you need a way to power the gate. Sometimes.
Okay. This is different than Stargate.
Yeah, it's a lot different than Stargate.
It's totally different.
Stargate was an advanced civilization called the Ancients, and they were dropping Stargates everywhere. Anyways, I'm sorry. Okay,
and then I didn't catch the name. What's the second thing he showed with the TFT screen? What was that?
Oh, that was the thing that it's on Hackaday right now. I actually forgot the name too. I know.
I was like, this is so cool looking.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask
no,
what the
it
name
was,
is.
and it projects up on the wall, and he has an Adventure Time thing going on.
It displays. It can it's a projector, and it's like built into a box, and he can open it, and it projects movies, and it's like an all-in-one movie player.
Yeah.
Type thing. It's really cool. It's on Hackaday, and I will probably post it on the Adafruit blog. I'm sorry, Dustin.
I think we did.
I didn't catch the name or what if it had any other advanced purpose beyond showing Adventure Time whenever Dustin wants to watch it. Chris Young came back, and he's been working on all sorts of cool accessibility technology, such as IR remotes and receivers, so he can control his TV using large micro switches that are easier for him to hold. And this time he showed off a project where he wants to be able to alert his father in a different room if he needs help moving or getting in and out of bed. And so to do that, he built an XB buzzer device because IR can't go through walls. So if his father's in the other room, he can't send a message. So say he's an XB, which can go through walls, like not maybe iron walls or really big brick walls, but like, kind of walls you'd have in your apartment with just wood and like gypsum board and stuff. And so he built a thing that he can click a micro switch that is large enough for him to hold, and it will send an RF message across the house and then buzz a really loud buzzer so that he'll get help, and it has a 5-second timer so that he doesn't accidentally set off by accident. That's a really cool project, and I think it's like super handy for people who need help and maybe can't vocalize that loudly, or they don't want to yell. Using a buzzer, handy.
Yep.
Next up is Mark and young assistant or daughter, I think daughter, showed up, and they both made really cool DIY TARDIS earrings from a circuit board, and they look like little TARDISes or British phone boxes. And on the back is an ATtiny45 chip, there's a little AVR chip, and a coin cell, and some surface mount LEDs. And when powered up, they pulse very nicely, and he used this nice diffuser, and he mounted the LEDs so that they look really cool. And it's a nice kind of light up LEDs, and it just kind of does one thing, but it looks really good. And the circuit board is purple because he made it with OSH Park. That's close enough to blue, I think. He's also working on a Delta robot with a pay-it-forward system, where other Delta robot makers 3D print the components he needs to put together his Delta robot, with the promise that he will, when he finishes his project, 3D print more quarter pieces for other Delta robot makers, thus continuing the Delta robot proliferation, Delta robot army. Delta robots are really cool. I kind of want a Delta robot.
Yeah,
They're so cool.
I mean, that's one of the goals of like RepRap was like for the robots to make other robots.
Yeah, definitely cool. Noah came by, and he made a trinket project. This is a trinket project that clicks a mouse button, and a trinket is a little mini, sort of Arduino compatible type board that we sell. It's $8. And the neat thing about it is it can act like a USB mouse or keyboard. So, and we have some code for that as well. So what he did is he made this trinket so that when you plug it in, all it does is click the mouse over and over again every like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I guess there's this game called Cookie Clicker.
Yeah.
And it's like at the bottom of the barrel of like Flash games, because all you do is click a cookie. And I don't know what else you do. I couldn't figure it out.
I think it generates some form of cookie currency.
I think you just click these cookies and you get cookie coins or something.
We'll be taking cookie coins next week.
You could buy Arduino cookie coins next week. Anyways, so he got like 3 trillion cookie coins because he just left it running overnight. Nice work, Noah.
That was cool.
Keep collecting those cookies. Roberto showed up and played Maker Charades. He made what appeared to be an EL wire-covered unicorn.
Yes, it was very cool.
Don't know what it's for, but it looks real nice and is very magical, very glowy.
Yep.
Vincent came by. He's a new person came by with a watch that vibrates every 5 minutes. It's a watch-shaped thing, and it has a little microcontroller. I don't remember which microcontroller it was, an ATtiny chip or a PIC chip. And what it does is it just has one of our buzzers, and it buzzes every 5 minutes. And apparently, this is like a project that some Norwegians made.
That's where I think you said he saw it first.
Saw it from, like, it was like a Dirk watch or something. And it's a watch that, because it buzzes every 5 minutes, it helps people kind of keep track of time. And like, if you're having a good time, the buzzes seem to come very often. And if you're really bored or not having a very good time, it seems to be very far apart. So it kind of helps with perception of time, or helps you or if you want to experiment with your perception of time, apparently that's a project. And then finally, Phil B came by with a Cupcade preview.
Yeah, if you want to see an
upcoming
upcoming secret Adafruit product, look at the show and tell at the very end, and you'll see Cupcade.
The hardest part of the project was coming up with a good name. And Phil B, no, that's not true. And the hardest part was everything.
All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. They just email support@adafruit.com, and we send them out a sticker. Many of the projects, there was people who were on the show and tell in the past, and they had a sticker, and you can collect as many of these as you want.
And you can only get these by showing off your project.
Lady Ada, how do people get on the show and tell?
If you want to show off your project on the next show and tell, Very easy. Go to our Google Plus page at plus.google.com/plus_Adafruit. Look for the thread where we say, hey, comment here to get added to the show and tell circle. If you comment there and say, hey, I have a project, I'm going to show off the project on the show and tell, and don't post spam, we'll add you to the show and tell circle. You will join the 400 other fine members of the show and tell community.
There's a lot.
All of you guys have stickers. You all have cool projects. Show as many times as you want. Unfinished projects, totally cool. Finished projects, totally cool. Projects you did in high school, totally cool.
I like it when people they check in during different stages of a project because you can see design decisions they make.
Yeah.
Some projects take a really long time. Some projects are their first projects.
Like
it's really cool.
the Tetris, the handheld Tetris game.
Yeah.
We saw that like 6 times, like over the course of like a couple of months, and then it was finished. It was glorious.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Packet the Mailbag. We get letters, lots and lots of emails from people around the world telling us something we did for them that they wanted us to share. So this one was from Mike, and Mike says, I recently purchased a Raspberry Pi from Adafruit and arrived damaged from the shipper. I contacted Adafruit Industries and they were fantastic. They were very prompt to fix my issue and even sent a replacement to me right away. They have great customer service. I was very impressed with them and the service they provide. I encourage anyone looking for electronic equipment to purchase from Adafruit Industries. I am very happy with their customer service. Great job, Adafruit.
Thank you, Mike.
This is an example, I think, of what we hear a lot. So something that happens outside of our control, but we still do our best to fix it. The shipper broke a Raspberry Pi. It actually got ran over by like a postal truck.
Yeah, it was a Gloria. It was like mangled.
And it's one of those things where like, oh, you could end up filing a claim with the postal service, or like there's all sorts of things that can happen. We just take care of it. We just send you out another one, and it's just like, hey, don't worry. And a lot of things are out of our control. For the folks out there who use the postal service, I'll say this as someone who is responsible for getting 20,000 packages out the door. The postal service is slowing down. It is harder to get packages around the world using postal. We're a few blocks from one of the biggest hubs in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just tough. And so we always encourage people, if you're gonna purchase things, try to use UPS, since that's our preferred carrier, and they have the fastest times, tracking, insured, it's all these things. So, anyways,
postal, I mean, it's low cost, but that low cost you pay for it.
Yeah. So
we always suggest UPS.
Yep.
And we have really, really good rates. Like I really beat up our UPS rep. I mean, not like physically, just like mentally.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's physically. I don't think I could beat him. I mean, I could try. But he's a big guy.
Yeah.
We got excellent rates.
Yeah,
so you can get UPS 2-day or 3-day for like less than $20.
Yeah, I'll do some math. We
charge exactly what we get.
Yeah.
For the rate.
Well, I'll share some math with some reports that we're running.
Okay.
And on some future shows, some like maker business shows.
Yeah.
Of what ended up being the rates that we got for the volume of packages. After, right now we're one of the largest shippers in Lower Manhattan.
How many packages do you ship a day?
Well, at least 1,000.
1,000 packages a day.
Yeah, at least 1,000, and then 20,000 orders a month. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And some of them are now multi boxes for large orders.
Yeah, large orders.
Yep.
Yeah, it's But definitely after a certain amount, we definitely require UPS.
Yeah. Okay. Next up.
We're moving right along.
Time Magazine has this GigaPan thing, and we just posted it up on the site, but I wanted to share this. So this is from top of the Freedom Tower, and there's this big camera that takes photos, and we actually were able to zoom in to Adafruit. There you could see Adafruit from all the way up there. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, you can even do a little bit more too.
Yeah, you can go a little bit more.
It's pretty amazing, this camera. Like you can see all
We
around
saw
Manhattan.
old Adafruit, we saw current Adafruit, we saw where we live. It was really neat to zoom. So cameras are getting really intense. I mean, if you have a Hubble telescope, then surely you can take some photos of Manhattan.
I wish I'd known when they were taking this photo. I would have put up a sign on the Adafruit one.
Hello, yeah.
Hello.
All right, some news in the world of Lady Ada.
Yeah.
There's some stuff going on. EDN named 10 inspirational women engineers and scientists and people who make things.
I'm an engineer.
And you're one of them.
Yay!
And so is our Becky Stern.
Yay!
So EDN, source of probably one of the best places to learn about electronics and design and more. Congrats, Lady Ada.
Congrats, Becky.
Next up, there's more. This is a big week for you, Lady Ada. You were named a Young Global Leader. This is a very select group of people. I have the description here because it's intense. They only select a few hundred people. Out of this year, there was 214 young global leaders. 109 are women. These are unique. This is a unique multi-stakeholder community of more than 900 accepted young leaders. That's all of them together. Bold, brave, action-oriented, entrepreneurial. These individuals commit both their time and talent to make the world a better place. So I'll let everybody read.
hope so.
I'll let everybody read the rest of that. They're all under 40, so that's one of the things.
Okay, now you know how old I am.
It's all people who are trying to make the world a better place, and you
Okay.
were selected, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You are a young global leader. When I think about people who are trying to change the world, make it a better place through science and engineering and open source, you're one of them.
All right, thank you.
Good work, Lady Ada. But you're not done yet.
Okay.
You're a jury member of the Core 77 Design Awards.
I know, I didn't win anything.
You didn't win anything.
I'm in the jury.
No,
I
this is the most fun, I think, because you can help get people to submit their projects. You're one of the jurors in the DIY category. So anybody
Yes.
watching the show right now,
Did you build something cool? Submit it.
that's right. And our friend Aya was the one who suggested you,
Yeah,
and she's
see
the jury
Aya back
captain,
there?
and she's
She's looking a little shy here.
yeah, and
She's not that shy in
well,
person.
she's looking down at
She's looking
hello,
down.
hello, how's it going, guys?
Hi. Hello.
So, anyways, if you want to enter, and you're someone who makes Adafruit stuff and you do open source, you have a good chance of winning. So check it out, Core 77.
But if you make anything that's DIY, do you think you did a really good design? Just like when we
Yeah.
won the Tweetawatt won a Core 77
Yeah,
design award
the
a long,
first
long time ago.
the first project that you and I did together after I semi-retired from Make was the Tweetawatt, and it won a design award.
It won. I think it won the Core 71 is Core 77.
It was a
people too.
green gadgets.
Yeah, but they're somehow related because
Yeah.
it was the same person. Anyways, I just shoved an XB into like this box and I got an award. So seriously,
Yep.
submit your
Okay,
project.
and last up on Tomatofruit News, we went bowling.
Yeah.
We shared the pictures on Flickr and on our site. We had some big company goals that we hit, and we took everyone bowling. We had our own bowling jerseys. This is some of the folks who work at Adafruit. Of course, everyone started to Blinkify their bowling
I
shirts.
don't know exactly what's up with these. Like, there's a Gemma NeoPixel Octopi.
Yeah.
Octopides.
And this is Elisa. She won. She had the highest score.
She got a 175.
Yeah.
She bowled an effortless 175.
Yeah.
While also drinking, hanging out, and singing along.
Yeah.
To like.
And then here's Lady Ada bowling.
I did not bowl a 175.
No,
I'm
but
going to stick to engineering here, okay?
but one of the cool things that happened was our particular lane. All of a sudden, everything that we were rolling was strikes, and everyone just assumed we hacked the machines, and that was a pretty good assumption.
I did get one strike. That was it. But
You
like
did.
the rest was just gutter balls. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just luck.
So that was it. And then we had
Not
this little
bowling.
short video that I was going to play. This is from. All right, say hello, everybody. Hello. All right. All right, who was the best bowler tonight? I think it was Elisa. All right. Okay, so that's the Adafruit family. I thought we'd share
Okay,
that from
that's everybody.
From
That's pretty
our
much everybody,
family to
right?
your family to all of our family together.
And we've had a good look at time. Bowling. Everyone loves bowling.
Yeah, we have some other big company goals, and we'll have to figure out what the next outing will be.
Yeah.
We'll
Just
take
was in
photos.
celebration of our
We just
awesome
had
year.
We had crazy goals that we hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. Next up, open source hardware. There's some news. Lady Ada, you can talk just briefly about this.
Yeah, what's up?
This is the Debian beta image for
Yeah.
BeagleBone that everyone should probably try, right?
Here's the deal, guys.
I know, you're just going to break it down.
I'm gonna break it down for you. So if you have a BeagleBone Black, if you're one of the lucky 10 people in the world who has one right now, no, there's actually quite a lot out there. But if you have one and you're like, wow, okay, Angstrip kind of, it sucks. It does. You should go and try Debian, because what they're gonna do is if enough people beta test the Debian image, they will by default use this image instead of Angstrom, which would be really good. So if you have a BeagleBone, please try this image and like test it out for whatever you're doing. The Adafruit VBIO library should work with Debian, and
Should work.
yeah, it'll just be really good. So please do, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next up, so some Arduino news. This is, we've had this on the show before, but we're doing this thing with Arduino. We do Micro Monday. And this is
Micro
our
Monday.
micro project. So we took a
Yeah.
Next keyboard, an Arduino Micro that we made in partnership with Arduino, and it powers the Next keyboard.
Yes, and it's in a cute little like a Minty Boost tin.
Yeah.
So cute.
We actually have this right over here. It's right, that project's over there.
That's right, and you used it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I want the shift key to work. I want the shift key to work.
Yeah, and if you want to make an old keyboard that's really cool, these are really solid metal clacky keyboards to work with a modern computer. You can do this.
This is what I would call a tactical keyboard.
Yeah,
You can use it as a keyboard or as a weapon.
yeah, either or, paperweight, all those
Yeah.
things. All right,
Goes well with your
Adafruit learning
tactical
system, lots of things in the learning system this week. Lady
Yes.
Ada. All right, first up, what is this?
This is a Snappy Cam. This is a project by Gregory Holloway, who has a little laser cutter project that he's working on, and he actually used his little DIY laser cutter, I think, to laser cut this case, and it's basically a modification of the the Wi-Fi Pi camera that Phil B did a couple weeks ago or months ago now. I can't remember. It's a Raspberry Pi plus Pi TFT plus little Pi camera all in one. He upgraded it, so now you don't even need an external battery. The battery is inside, and there's a battery charger as well, and it has you can mount magnetic lenses. It's just an awesome project. It's intense.
Yeah.
It's not a beginner project, but if you're like, hey, I'm advanced, I want to DIY my own camera, and it's like a portable Linux open source camera, check out this project.
Okay, next up, we got a lot ahead still too.
I'm still listening.
Yeah.
This is a NeoPixel basketball hoop project. So this is a cute little project. It just uses a Gemma and a NeoPixel strip, as you see. It's a little mini basketball hoop, and it has an IR sensor and an IR LED as a break beam sensor, which is a really good example of how to use IR LEDs as break beam sensors. And when you toss the basketball into the hoop, it detects that the basketball has broken that beam, and it lights up the LEDs to celebrate your points.
Okay. Next up, this was one that showed up on the show and tell, and now it is a fun.
It was show and tell, now on Learn.
Yeah.
Zenmade GIF is epic. It is a DIY wireless DDR pad.
Using Bluefruit.
Using Bluefruit, and that allows it to connect to an Android tablet. So this is actually an on-the-go portable DDR setup using a Android tablet that plays like an open source DDR type game, and then this fold up pad that he can fold up, and then he unfolds it when he gets to his location. So if he's in line somewhere or like on the train, he can play DDR. Nothing's stopping you.
Okay. Next up, another Internet of Things project
Yep.
that you could do with an Arduino Yun.
This is a cloud-connected weather station with the Yun and Timbu. So this is an example of how to use the Yun to do data logging to the Google Docs. So we have other projects like this for Raspberry Pi. This one is like barometric pressure and weather data to Google Docs. Handy. A lot of people want to do logging. The nice thing about Google Docs, you can reach that data anywhere.
Yeah.
Very handy.
Okay. And then one of my favorite ones on the learning system right now, this is
The Smart Cocktail Shaker. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was last week.
Yeah.
It was now on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
This is a project by Tony DeCola. Also showed up on the show and tell. Now a wonderful project. So this project is
also Bluefruit.
also Bluefruit, EasyLink, connects to an Android tablet or device as well, and it uses a little scale connected to an Arduino Nano, I think, or Arduino Micro, I can't remember. And through the EasyLink, it communicates with an app on the Android device to weigh what's inside this cocktail shaker right below me here. There you go, here. So as you pour liquor and liquids and ice and other goodies into this cocktail shaker, it'll tell you, add this much more, or, put more Kahlua in. And then when you're done making a drink, it tells you when to start shaking it up, and you can have your own smart cocktail shaker.
Yeah.
Smart drinks.
A long time ago, I said this is the golden age for electronics. This is great. And I thought that was, eventually, maybe we're going to get past being able to have all this, fun. You know what? No. It's just, it's just getting better. It's getting better and better and better. This is such a neat thing, combining alcohol and electronics. This is the two best things
party,
you can...
Party electronics.
Yeah.
You can now be at a party and doing electronics at the same time.
Yeah.
It is a dream. It's a dream.
Yeah. All right. So that was everything in the Adafruit learning system over the last few days. Lots of neat things. Over 450 tutorials in the Adafruit learning system. It is.
Yeah, we're up to 425 or something.
Okay, I'm going to zip along in some of these because we got a bunch more stuff to do.
Okay.
On Tuesdays, we have Time Travel Tuesday. We look back at the world of making and more. This month in history, 1811, the French mathematician, one of the discoverers of Neptune, is born. Urbain Le Verrier.
Okay.
Next up.
Yay, Neptune.
You'll know this person, Lamar. This is one of the most important figures in computing history. 1915.
Yeah.
J.C.R. Licklider was born. He's one of the people that is known as the Johnny Appleseed of computing for his work with Xerox PARC. He's just one of the folks who saw the modern interactive interface, mouse and all this stuff. Internet pioneer, graphical user interface, ARPANET. This guy was there.
Okay, but did he have a smart cocktail shaker? he probably thought of it.
1977, Ashes of Star Trek creator. It was launched into space. So 1997, that was anniversary of that. And then another one. This was 2010. Make, a maker business at Adafruit Industries, how it's made, an open source hardware company in New York City. This was when you were at AD NASA, and Adafruit just got its starts. This is over 4 years ago. We really started kind of hitting our stride, and that was a video you can watch. We all look younger,
Yeah.
more refreshed.
Less pink hair. This was before I was dyeing my hair pink.
Yeah,
Now I don't have to be taken seriously, so I can dye my hair pink.
yeah. All right. So next up,
Okay.
wearables. We have some of the best and most interesting wearable projects. We also added cosplay stuff. So I have a few that I'm going to share this week. Some of my favorite projects from the blog and from beyond. Don't forget, on Wednesdays, we have Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It automatically records on YouTube right now. After you're done watching Ask an Engineer, you can keep going and watch Wearable Electronics, full half hour. So this project is a little different. I like this one. So this is electronics inside of a costume, because these costumes get hot. So this is a cool little project that it's a little fan inside a big mascot head.
Okay.
So see, like this is, if you're wondering,
That's
like,
smart.
yeah, this is a little PC fan.
Okay.
Shuttle
Shuttle
computer. Yeah, and this
Alright.
is, and that's a little pot. You turn that,
Okay.
and that'll help cool you down if you're inside one of these things.
So it reminds me of Mikey Sklar's fan shirt. And people are
Yeah.
like, well, does that cool you off? And he's like, well, of course it does. Why would I wear it if it didn't cool me off?
Yeah. Next up, some of the costumes are just simply amazing. What I like to see now is people adding LEDs and more. So this is some elf costume that has glowing LEDs. You can see some of the work that's done inside of it. And what we like to do is have build photos at the same time too.
Yeah.
Of all this stuff. So you can see how it was made. This is one you liked.
I like
Shredder.
this because it's like female shredder costume using like craft foam. And it looks really good.
Yeah.
It's just like spray painted craft foam.
Yeah.
It's like
And again,
pretty straightforward.
we like to share how these things are made. So with the costuming, photos of all the different details so you get ideas to make your own. And then this was kind of a neat project. This is the Neo Geo Go Back machine. It's with a Flora and NeoPixel, and it's a USB charger, and it's the magnometer and a push button, and it just keeps track of where you've been. And here's a nice little close-up. So, and this is a cute little box.
Huh.
So this is using some of our wearable products.
So this tells you, so where you mark it where you are, and then later on it'll tell you which direction that place was.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah, it's neat. All right. Next up, 3D. Lots of news in the world of 3D. 3D is getting exciting. Lots of stuff going on in 3D.
Okay.
We'll have some big announcements soon with some more 3D printers we're stocking. But for
Yes.
now, this is one of the projects I just didn't get to this year, and then I saw that someone kind of made it. So
You were totally going to make a 3D printed heart.
Yeah.
I know, you were like all getting
yeah,
into it.
so we carry the NinjaFlex, and what we wanted to do was make a heart with NinjaFlex and then use some of the muscle wire or just like some servos and actually make a small beating heart with flexible 3D material.
Gross.
Looks like someone did that. So I don't know.
Is this a real heart though?
Well, I mean, they're working on it.
Okay.
Right? So like the ideal would be one day I'd print out a heart. And then I'd finally have a heart. Next up, the father of 3D printing is being inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Big news.
This is a guy.
With all the news about 3D printing,
So he invented the UV
Chuck Hull, he's up there. He was,
stereolithography.
yeah, so kind of the thing that we're familiar with something like Formlabs.
This is a very like Formlabs. Basically,
Yeah.
it's the same technique where they shine light to cure a resin layer by layer.
Yeah.
Very high resolution prints.
So this puts him up in the ranks with folks like Thomas Edison, Steve Wozniak, the Wright brothers, Einstein, Eli Whitney. So he's there. So this is the granddaddy of 3D printing. Okay. Next up, speaking of South by Southwest, where we met, we didn't go this year, there's a new film called Print the Legend. And the reviews that I saw basically talk about 3D printing as it's come up in popularity and the challenges, struggles, celebrations of startups involved.
Yeah,
so
it's like
there's-
as a metaphor for like what it's like to
Yeah.
survive as a small business.
Yeah, so in the last kind of like .com era, I'd say there was a movie called Startup.com, and it was really about the founders and things were going well.
Which
It's called Startup.com.
yeah,
That
but
was
what
it.
startups were in it?
It was some gov startup, but it was focusing on
cares?
one that, yeah, I forgot the name.
Doesn't
of it.
matter.
Well, it was like you could pay parking tickets online or something.
Okay.
They got funding, and then the founders broke up and like all this stuff. So, anyways, this I think is another interesting glimpse. So I saw the trailer, and it had the distributed printer guy who makes the printer
Yeah.
guns. They have Formlabs, they have MakerBot.
Defense distributed.
Yeah, and so it'll be playing sometime soon. But apparently it's an interesting look into the companies and what happens when companies go big, when companies have competition, when companies are in communities and they turn into audience. So anyways, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested.
Mark Barros's articles are touch on some of these things. I mean, what's funny is that like people have a very glamorous view of startups, but it can be very intense if you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happens that doesn't really get out, and it does, and it's like there's all this tension, like lawsuits or threats of lawsuits, or like founders breaking up, or like one person disagrees with another person.
Most companies don't make it. Most founders of companies separate.
Yeah.
They end up hating each other. Like that's common.
And also, success doesn't solve the problem. I've seen more successful startups that had serious emotional issues than.
Yeah.
Because at least when the startup fails, it's like, okay, well, whatever.
It's over,
We had
yeah.
a bad idea. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks. But like, if you have a good idea, but not everyone
Agrees
makes
with
it
it.
to the end or agrees
Yeah.
with it, that can be a little tough too.
Yeah. Okay. Next up on the 3D section of our site, some people are making 3D models of our NeoPixels and Trinket.
Wow.
So check it out.
Looks like a cookie.
And as we mentioned on the
Oh my God, this is a crazy
show and
demo.
tell, someone had showed some Adventure Time, and we said, "Oh, that's funny. We have a Adventure Time related tutorial." This is an animated
It's a
GIF.
very
Well, it's
excited BMO.
It's an animated GIF, so it's going a little crazy right now.
Okay.
But
Woo.
anyways, let's play the video. We
Yeah,
have a
sure.
cool video.
D-Matrix and Gemma, Adafruit's tiny Arduino-compatible microcontroller. Get the parts to build this project by heading over to adafruit.com. Grab the files on Thingiverse and 3D print the parts in your favorite color. Use acrylic paint to fill in the details with a fine brush. Lightly apply paint to the sides and edges for a clean finish. The mini 8x8 LED matrix powers 64 LEDs to display bright and super cute animations. Check out our learning guide for a complete circuit diagram. The link is in the description below. Use wrapping wire to connect the mini 8x8 LED matrix to Gemma. Splicing a JST extension to a slide switch makes powering our circuit easy and rechargeable. A simple push button replays our LED animations. Snip off any two diagonal pins and use heat shrink tubing to secure the connections. Carefully solder the components with enough wrapping wire to freely adjust the circuit. The LED matrix fits into the box with the pinouts facing the top. The push button snaps into these clips near the top opening. Gemma press fits into the cover with the USB port facing the bottom. The switch fits through the cover with enough room to fit a tiny rechargeable LiPo battery. Neatly fit the components into the box, with the battery placed in between the Gemma and the LED matrix. 3D print these tiny pieces in different colors and carefully press them into place. Remove any excess and twist while pressing the limbs into the box. Program the LED animations with USB using Arduino in Adafruit's library. Add a split ring and a necklace to wear your new electronic pal for a 3D printed adventure time. Use our Arduino sketch or program your own to animate BMO's face. What adorable robot would you...
All right,
Okay.
and now on to news in the world of Pi. I guess
Pi.
the biggest news is going to be this week. It's going to be 3/14, so it is really going to be Pi Day.
It's
Pi Day.
Pi Day. Well, I actually planned this 2 years ago. Pi Day.
If you're thinking about releasing a Pi project, you really should on Friday.
Yeah,
It's made for it. Okay, some Pi news. Issue 21 of Magpie is now available. It's the biggest issue yet with 48 pages, and they have an interview with Eben founder of the Raspberry Pi Foundation, monitoring an aquarium, portable Raspberry Pi, PR motion detection, weather station, Linux toolshed, internet radio, and more. Lots of our stuff is in there if you're interested in seeing more Adafruit things in the wild with the Pi.
Okay.
It's in there. All right, next up. I'm only going to show 2 more things on this, because then we got to get new products. This is a big old 64 Raspberry Pi thing with Legos.
Is it a Beowulf cluster?
Yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah.
And then this is a beer brewing. It's a beer pie,
Oh.
and it tells you all the stuff. Now on Friday, I'm going to have this post. It's a Bitcoin miner thing. You sent this to me. It was incredible. It was the most Raspberry Pis that the Pi Foundation saw.
Insane.
Besides like the Sony factory.
I don't know if it was a good idea or not.
Yeah. So we'll show that on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Before we get to new products, Chirp is code 10% off everything in Adafruit store in stock. Get on it. The idea, it's new product time.
Okay.
New products. Okay. Let's get through the ones that are just photos really fast.
Okay.
Little pink
Pi
Pi
shortener. Yeah, this
Pi
is just
shortener
like
card.
the little shortener we have for the Pi that we had in blue, but now we've been pinking it in some other colors. It's handy because like I have like my like XBMC distro in a pink one, and I have my Raspbian in a blue one, and I have my Pi TFT special edition in like a black one, whatever.
Yep.
So we have another color, more colors.
Okay. Next up.
Great for Raspberry Pis.
So these we just put in today.
These are Gerbil shields, G shields.
Yeah.
And
What is this
wait,
about?
I can't remember the name of this one. This is the Teeny G. Teeny G. So
Yeah.
Teeny G and the G Shield are both from Synthetos Labs, and these are really, really hardcore 3 and 4 axis CNC controllers. They're fully assembled. They're from Synthetos Riley, who makes really awesome CNC controllers. These are like 8th revision boards. These are like really hardcore, cool controllers. If you want to make like a CNC robot or like a mill or like a 3D printer or whatever, chances are you can grab one of these, and they're like supported with many open source software. They have great motor drivers that can go up to like 25 volts, I think, and they do about 3 amps each. Just they're like hardcore drivers. This one has a I think it's an AtMega 169 or AtX Mega 192. Anyways, I just wanted to add some more CNC stuff for people who love CNC, and we had recommendations to carry this one.
Yeah.
They're
You're picky, so these must be good.
they're pretty, yeah. Synthetos is really good. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and there's G-code interpreters ready to go for it. Just for a little bit more advanced users, but if you need a G-code interpreter 3D axis device.
So these are 2 different ones that we have.
Yeah, there's the Shield, and it plugs into like an Uno, and it's only 3 axis, and then there's the Teeny G, which is what we just showed, which is a 4 axis, and has a microcontroller on it, and you can just pipe data in through USB.
This is cool.
Intense.
They're beefy, and they have these big
They're
caps on there.
super beefy.
Yeah.
Super beefy. Okay.
And it looks like it could take 30 volts in. Like this is.
Yeah, it's
These
like-
are monsters.
It's like 25 or 30 volts,
Yeah,
and
look
then
at
like
that.
3 amps per channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Bipolar serpomotors.
All right.
Intense.
Okay. Speaking of hardcore, we've got. Well, it's not hardcore. It's a stand.
It's a stand. It's a stand. These stands are originally meant for like iPads and other tablets.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of screens in the store, and it folds up nicely, so you can stash it away, and you can adjust the angle, and it's great for holding up stuff like like Retina display or like our Pixel Key display or whatever. So it's not sitting flat on your monitor.
If you don't stand for something, Lady Ada, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah, and this is a stand.
This is a stand that'll help.
This will help you stand.
Okay. Next up, we talked about this today on Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern. This is our parts pack for the felted owl. And what's cool about this is if you just wanted to do a felted owl, fine, we got you covered. We got a felted owl kit.
But let's say
if you wanted to add electronics to it, because you're like us and you like to add electronics to everything. So these are all the parts at a slightly lower price if you're to buy them separately, and you put them inside of an owl, and the owl chirps. So
I'll just show off what the parts are real fast.
Yeah.
On the overhead. Go to the overhead. Oh, let me move speaker out of the way. Okay. So yeah, this is a Gemma, and it's got a little tilt ball switch, and that makes it go off. And then let me grab a little battery so I can demo it more live. And when you load the Gemma up with the example code, let's see the bootloader,
yeah, you're doing it.
it'll make cute little chirpy sounds.
I thought I was done listening to this sound, but I'm not.
I know the sound has been like all over Adafruit for
Yeah.
a while. And when you're totally finished, you can put it in this cute little felted owl that
Yeah.
you make, and then it tucks into the tail, and then it even comes with a rechargeable battery, and then you can have a little chirpy bird.
Yeah.
And owls do chirp; they don't just hoot.
Yeah.
I think we had example code for meow and hoot as well, but
We got all the-
chirp is
we
the
got all
chirp is
sorts
a
of
really
them.
nice chirp.
Yeah.
So it's a cute little kit.
Okay.
Make a little. You can also use the kit for any stuffed animal you have kicking around. You have like a Beanie Baby, just shove in the Beanie Baby.
All
Whatever.
those Beanie Babies.
All right,
Okay.
Next up.
Next up.
Why take so long?
Well, we've got. This is a big deal.
Okay.
No, it's a big deal. I had to gather my thoughts. So
Okay.
this is your new board that you've been working on for a while.
Yay!
And-
this is a K-Town joint.
Yeah.
This is the original K-Town design. We actually worked on this like 2 years ago, and we couldn't manufacture it because we didn't have manufacturing capability to do boards of this complexity. But now we have this lovely stenciler. We have this lovely pick and place. We visited this board a couple months ago, and we pulled it together, and we now have this 20-watt Class D stereo amplifier. So
Yeah.
if you notice, we have a bunch of Class D amplifiers in the store, and they're all about like 3 to 4 watts. And the little guys, you run them off of like 3 to 5 volts, and that's lovely and everything. But let's say you want more watts, you want louder. This is very loud. This is 20 watts per channel. It's a
Yeah.
Class D amplifier, so it's very cool. Doesn't need a heat sink. So you see there's no heat sink on it. That little chip in the middle, which is...
Yeah,
Wait,
I can
hold on.
zoom in too.
I always get backwards. The chip over there in the middle is the Max 9744, which is a really nice little Class D amplifier chip. And one of the cool things about this is that it has it takes up to 14 volts DC, and you can control it with an analog voltage. So you can use a trim pot to set the volume, or you can use I2C. You can put it in. You have to solder a jumper closed, but it's pretty easy to decide whether you want to use analog control with a trim pot or potentiometer, or digital control with a microcontroller. So
Yeah.
it's flexibility between using analog or digital. And I have a quick little demo
Yeah.
that I can show. Just
We'll go to the other
show
hand.
it
on
hooked
this.
up. So yeah, this is the amplifier board, and I have it hooked up to these like ginormous speakers, which are just
Yeah.
like huge speakers. And this for the next demo. And then on the other side here, you can connect like your little iPod or
Yeah.
something into this headphone jack,
Yeah.
and I will.
I'm actually looking at an unreleased Adafruit product that's doing stuff to it. Ooh, I shouldn't say anything.
So I have it quiet. Let's see if I can power this guy up.
Yeah.
Hopefully my demo will work. Okay, so it's pretty quiet. I can make it loud.
That's totally reasonable. That's totally too loud.
Really loud.
Whoa, okay.
So you can even see it vibrating. Whoa, that's cool.
Oh, that's neat. We should just do the rest of the show that.
I'll turn it down a little bit, but I don't have it as a background music.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, it's a lovely little amplifier. There's we also have a tutorial that shows like the digital interface if you want to use digital. It was really great. I've always wanted like a Class D amp that can drive fairly large speakers. These are pretty good small size 20-watt speakers, but you can
Yeah.
get like pretty big 20-watt speakers. You enough battery, wall, power, give it any kind of line level audio. And
What's funny is I always remember you really saying I always wanted a Class D amp.
a good Class D amp, yeah, because like a lot of the kits that I built, I used to build Class D amp kits, and they were always like really hard to assemble,
Yeah.
or like they weren't that good, or like you get non-Class D and you need a huge heat sink. So this is a nice loud stereo amplifier
Yeah.
that you can use, and it's good for portable stuff because it's got like 90% efficiency. It's pretty good for a Class D.
Good work.
Okay, I'm going to
Nicely
turn
done, Lady Ada.
this off.
Okay.
Okay.
So next up, might I say the next thing is probably one of the stars of the show tonight. We have sequins.
LED sequins.
LED sequins.
This is actually something I built at the Media Lab like 15 years ago, but now
Just getting around to it.
now I'm finally getting around to it. No, I built something very, very similar at the Media Lab. I was doing like wearable costume LED stuff. But now I've got little sequins of my own. These are little circuit boards basically for use with Gemma. That's what I designed these for. And they're just a 1206 LED and a little resistor, and they come on strips, and you snap the strip apart, and to take off the LED, there's a little score, so they snap off
Yeah.
very nicely. and I will show off.
Yeah. Well, I have some great photos that I want to show.
Show off the
Here's
photos.
the different colors.
Yeah, we have them in
Red,
red.
green,
Show off the colors while I get this battery.
blue, and white. And they are stunning to look at, and you can put them in probably anything. They are tiny.
They're super tiny, and they draw about 5 milliamps each, so you can put a couple of them on a single digital pin. Oh, there's my battery.
We'll go to the overhead.
Yeah, give me a second here. So this is my basic demo. I just have it with a battery pack, but you know this is blue, so that's nice.
Yeah, so that's all the blue ones.
Yeah, and then I just want to show how you snap them off. So you just pull it off, and then you can do your project, pull off as many as you want. They come in packs of 5. And then here is an example of it sewn on. So hold on, so here. So here's a Gemma, and then I have this red one on all the time, and then the blue and green and white ones pulse on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the green one blinking and the blue one. So it's very easy to just control with a digital pin. Unlike NeoPixels, they only do one color each, but they're a lot less expensive and they're a lot smaller. So if you want a couple of white LEDs to flicker or blink.
And you can do stuff to them.
Yeah, you can use PWM outputs. And I think the Gemma has 2 or 3 PWM outputs, maybe 2 of them, and then you can kind of bit bang a third one if you want. So yeah, blinky, little glowy guys, and it's like $4 for a pack of 5.
Do you want to do a multi-pack at some point where it has all the colors?
We will, but I want to do more colors. I only started with green, blue, red, and white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend that to also have like yellow and amber.
It'd be cool to do like
and
Roy G. Biv on a...
Yeah, violet's a little bit too high because the voltage is higher than 3.3 volts. I want to make sure these could all run on 3.3 volts. So maybe I'll turn off this light and see if it can show up nicely.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
good.
so these little sparkly lights, but they're actually pretty bright, brighter than it even seems here. I don't know if you can see it on the.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can actually see.
Yeah,
the light.
they're bright.
They're pretty bright. You can see them even in this studio lighting. So yeah, get your blinky on.
Okay.
And
And with that,
packs. I think that's it.
yeah. And with that is new products, Lady Ada.
Oh, right, I finished in time.
That's it. You did really good. Okay. That was new products. Don't forget the code is CHIRP. Anything you saw that we have in stock there is 10% off.
Yes.
This is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, you can get LEDs even cheaper.
Yeah.
Get that amplifier board.
So,
Yeah.
we're going to do something a little different. So on Wearable Wednesdays, we always get the questions ahead of time via Twitter or Google Plus or blog comments or email. This week, we decided let's try to accommodate some requests that people have and entertain the audience
Okay.
and the community as much as possible.
entertain
So Lady Ada gets requests to answer questions all the time for like kids in school or like reporters and all this stuff. So what we've decided to start to do is ask them if it's okay if we read out the questions on air and Lady Ada answers them on air. So I'll ask the questions. I'll be the journalist.
Okay.
So this is from a fellow who's...
I heard you're a well-connected journalist.
Yeah. So this is from a fellow who is doing a paper on being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And he had to pick one person in the world to interview.
Okay.
From what I understand, the team sent me these questions. And I'm going to read them out to you.
Okay.
And then he gets to transcribe them, and maybe he can just send a link to his teacher, because that's super modern. And so this is a glimpse of the future of journalism, I think. I think one day the entire interviews will always be recorded and broadcast, and of course, someone will edit and make it a print story or another story later.
Okay.
But I think this is the future. Okay, how long have you been in this profession?
Hello. Okay, so I've been running Adafruit since 2005. So it's been like almost 10 years now.
Yeah, and how long have you considered yourself like an engineer? I'll do a follow-up question.
This
is a profession.
I think I've been doing like electrical engineering since like 2002 or so, 2003.
Okay.
That's when I changed my major to EE.
Okay, what inspired you to start your business?
Well, I was making electronic kits and posting about them online, and a lot of people were emailing me and saying, hey, I saw your cool project, like your Minty Boost kit or your Spoke Pop or like whatever project or Minty MP3.
Okay.
And they said, I want to build this project too, so can you put kits up for sale? And then eventually I graduated, and so I had to do something with my life. So I was like, okay, let's do some kits. So I put up like a mini pop kit, which is a project that I did at MIT for a bunch of students, like 300 students built them. But this time I was selling kits online, and we got like a couple orders. You ordered one,
Yep.
a bunch of people ordered them. I sold like 2 a week or so for the first few weeks, and then it sort of continued
Yeah.
from there.
Okay. Before you were in EE, what were you studying?
I was studying computer science.
Okay. Next up, if there is only one piece of advice you can give an upcoming entrepreneur in your field, what would it be?
If I had one piece of advice, I'd say
Yeah.
don't underestimate the testing steps.
Really?
Manufacturing and test is much harder than
Wow.
it seems. It seems like
Okay.
it seems easy to just you send a file off and it comes back ready to go and pre-made, but it's actually the hardest. It's one of the hardest steps.
Okay.
You think you're done, but actually it's
Okay.
that's the hardest part.
Question 4 is almost like question 2. What made you want to start your own business? It was very close
I
to.
think I wanted to just kind of be my own boss, and I didn't really want to work for another company. I kind of wanted to work for myself, and I was having fun making these kits.
Yeah.
And eventually, it was enough that after 2 years, I was making enough I could just live off of it.
Okay.
And I eat like burritos, so it's like I'm not very.
You don't have a high burn rate.
I don't have a burn rate. I have a bicycle and burritos. It's very cheap to live.
Okay. Next up, what were some of the challenges you had to overcome as you started Adafruit Industries?
I think that one of the biggest challenges is growing the company. If you have something good, you want to keep it good. And there's always a lot of temptations to grow really fast or take funding and to have the company expand very fast, faster than you'd like. Because when it expands too fast, you lose control and you also lose a lot of quality.
Okay.
There's sort of trade-offs, right? You get really big, get a little fast. Sometimes you kind of lose control of the reins, as it were. So keeping growth under control and like going at a good momentum, but not letting that momentum pull you like astray.
Okay. Next up, who or what influenced your career the most?
Right now, definitely the biggest influencers is the open source community and the open source hardware community. I get so much inspiration from the projects people post, like show and tell. A lot of people who are on show and tell, I'm like, hey, can you put up a tutorial? Because this is a use of something that we made that we never thought of. Sometimes it's like, okay, that's cool. Like I was hoping somebody would build this like wrist video game, but sometimes it's like, I never thought of making this kind of wearable device or like TARDIS earrings or whatever the people are making. And I think that's cool because everyone has their own creativity that you can be inspired by.
Okay. Next, what are the rewards of owning your own company as opposed to working for an established company?
There's trade-offs. So one of the things about having your own company is you have to finish what you start, which kind of sucks. Like if you're not a finisher, and there's a lot of people who aren't, and that's fine. Like you don't have to be. But if you're working for yourself, you have to finish the projects you start, which is very difficult. You have to get it from idea to prototype, to pre-production, to production, to test, to post-production, and get it into the store, into the hands of customers. And that's very challenging. Usually, if you are in a big company, you only have a little sliver. You just have to take the photo. You just have to write the copy. You just have to lay out the PCB for the first one, or you have to, document it for the catalog, or whatever. When you do your own company, unfortunately, there's nobody else that will do that for you. You have to do it all yourself. So you have to kind of be able to push yourself through the tedious parts. Right?
Okay. Is it difficult to manage your business?
No, we have a really good team right now, and everyone pitches in and helps a lot. So it's getting easier and easier every day, which is really awesome. It's actually easier to run Adafruit now than it ever has been.
Okay. In all your years of Adafruit, what has been your favorite experience?
I think the Connect hack was one of my favorite experiences. That's when we put up a bounty for someone in the community to hack the Microsoft Connect. And what I liked about that is it had like nothing to do with Adafruit. We didn't sell anything related. We didn't put ads on the blog post. It was just a cool project we did. You made some sort of weird like half Xbox, half Linux logo that like violated 18
Penguins were involved.
trademarks. It was hilarious. Microsoft got pissed off and they threatened us, and then we upped the bounty, and then EFF was like, we got your back, and then like we released a driver, and then there was like 8,000 projects.
And an entire market of 3D scanners and art projects and
now it's
everything.
Now it's taken for granted.
And what's funny is Johnny Lee, who was kind of the secret person behind that, who talked to us, is now at Google, and he just showed off the Google camera that is a 3D,
project,
which is a 3D scanner.
Yes, so Johnny Lee secretly came to us before the Kinect came out, and he said, "Hey, by the way, I know that it's hackable. Can you just put up a bounty, and we'll see if somebody can figure it out?" Because he said, "I know for a fact that it's not encrypted." And he said they won't release drivers, but I think it would be really cool.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we're like, okay, we won't tell anybody. It's like smoking man.
All right. So here's the last question.
Okay.
What are your future plans for developing Adafruit that are not top secret, and what advice do you have that you would give to someone who has established business in regards to advancing in the market?
Ooh, what's a good one? What's a
For
top secret thing? Because we have so much stuff going on.
I mean, no, we're an open source company.
We have so many projects.
You can say anything.
Well, we're working on like Bluetooth Low Energy stuff because we think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
We're working on the new website.
Yep.
It's almost finished.
Yeah.
That'll be really exciting. Hopefully in a month, maybe more.
You filmed some more Circuit Playground episodes.
We filmed CS for Capacitor, and we got to do a little bit more filming.
Yep.
Be surprised how many hours it takes to film to create a 5-minute short. It's like 20 hours of filming.
Yeah. And then what advice would you give an established business with regards to advancing in the market?
The kind of the classic thing people say is take risks, which I agree, but I always think to take like educated risks. If you're an established business, chances are you can spare like $10,000. Like that's kind of what you can spare. Instead of spending that on a marketer or like marketing or advertisement, spend it on your community. Like we fund people to do projects with Adafruit goods. Like, if they were, we also pay them a little bit of money to put up projects.
That's a good idea.
Sometimes. So it's a way of investing in the community instead of just pouring it into an ad. So sometimes you don't want to pay for ads; they're valuable, but we don't really do that. Instead, we would rather give our money to the community.
Great. Okay. That's a total idea to put more value in than get out. Okay, good.
That's cool.
All right. So that's the first time we did this. We'll do it again in the future. Okay. But those are 10 great questions. This will help someone who's writing a paper.
And hopefully we can recycle this for future journalists.
Yeah, we could just,
Because they all kind of have to.
It's the same questions. What's funny is a high schooler asks
exactly
as good or the same questions as a seasoned reporter.
I'll tell you what, these are better than some questions I get from reporters.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And
there was like, how do you stay moist and innovative? And I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
All right. The code is CHIRP. 10% off everything in Adafruit store. That expires tonight at midnight.
Okay.
That is our show for the night, Ada.
I answered 10 questions.
Yeah. We're going to do a trivia question real quick.
Oh, right.
We're going to give away something.
We're going to give away.
What are the rules? What are you giving away?
If you've entered this lovely contest to win a prize, you can't enter. You only one Ask an Engineer prize per lifetime. The prize today is a 20-watt Class D amplifier stereo. Great for building your own bike stereo or little boom box or whatever. First person to answer whatever the question is, I don't know what it is, correctly in the chat with correct spelling and goodies wins this fabulous prize.
That's right. So.
What is the question?
The question is. I'm going to make it super simple and easy.
Okay, I don't know what the question is.
First person to type in the name of the discoverer of Neptune. We had that in our Time Travel Tuesday.
Time Travel Tuesday. Who discovered Neptune?
Yeah, one of the discoverers of Neptune.
And it wasn't Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, you can't say that. And first person to type it into the chats, will get the prize. So let's see who's going to be the lucky person tonight. Spelling kind of counts, folks.
Yeah, you got to get the spelling right for Neptune discoverer. I don't even know the answer. I can't leak it.
Well, he's one of the discoverer. He was
one of the discoverers that we mentioned in the Time Travel Tuesday.
Let's see.
Okay.
All you have to do is go to the blog, adafruit.com/blog, go down to time travel. And, here it is. We got a winner. And it is RZE Bram. Where's Bram?
Where's
You
Bram?
won. It's Levier.
Le Verrier. Okay.
Verrier.
Le Verrier.
Thank you.
You think only the last name is fine? That's fine.
Totally fine.
Okay.
Email support@adafruit.com and you get a SE no insurance sticker. No, you get that. I still
Wow.
think I don't know which show I'm on.
Hey.
Hello.
You're going to get a 21 Class D amplifier. Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to send you a stereo amplifier board.
Yeah.
Give it 12 volts, give it some speaker cones, and you got yourself a stereo system.
Okay. All right. With that being said, that is the show. Thank you so much, Lady Ada. Thank you, everybody out there. Thank you, all the Adafruit staff members who make this possible. Thank you, all the people working here at Adafruit. It's still shipping. That's awesome. Your packages are getting shipped right now.
Go, Angel.
Yeah. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Ship away.
Here's a picture of a cat. Everyone likes cat. Meow, meow, meow. And here is your moment of Zener.